gentlemen, and our friends between and beyond, and welcome to a very special episode of Hook Cook's Continental Breakfast, a brand new twist on the improvised world-building podcast guaranteed to feed a hunger you didn't know you had. That's right, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and we're using it to whip up a world, one country at a time. I am Mitch the Monster Chef.
My name is Tishbot, and tonight I will play the role of Jack.
And I am Connor, your larder critter. Welcome again to Hook Cook's Continental Breakfast, where we're cooking up a continent one country at a time. We labor over our hot podcasting grill to serve you up a fresh fictional country each and every episode. That's right. Join us in the kitchen as we blend prompts and surprise ingredients into a fresh-cooked fictional nation. To this end, we use a home-brewed version of the Quiet Year, along with a few of our own concoctions, to create a state. We'll explain things as we make our way through the course. So, if you're perplexed, stress less, because we'll help you digest the concept. Now, chefs, BFFs, let's get cooking. Mitch, what is our prompt?
The prompt this evening is Divine Thumb.
Divine Thumb.
Divine Thumb.
All right. Okay.
By its blessing, we are either approved or disapproved.
Yeah. Up or
Okay.
down.
We've got our first thumb theme. Thumbs up and thumbs down. Nobody pull up on that in their threads. A few people tapping away. We'll move along to our pre-prepared segments. We've had a little time to digest this prompt, and we've got a few best before yesterdays. Jack, would you like to tell us what we're in for?
Sure, I can lead us off in the best before yesterdays. First thoughts, worst thoughts. Here we go. Divine Thumb. This is the name of my new thumb modeling business. As we all know, thumb fashion is all the rage nowadays, from thumb rings to other things you can put on your thumb, like little bits of plastic or maybe a bottle cap that looks like a hat. Divine Thumb brings the best looking thumbs from across the world straight to you, so you can ensure that your thumb-based products are looking their best at the Paris Thumb Fashion Week, hosted as always at the abandoned lot off the I-45 in sunny Paris, Texas. Call us at 1-800-YUMMY-THUMMY today and get a touch of divinity.
And you know who'd love that? The guy from Spy Kids movie.
The guy who loved the thumbs. Look, I tell you, I'm loving it. Honey, that thumb is divine.
I'll tell you what, like in this modern technological era, we do a lot with our thumbs, and you want them to be pretty.
You want to jazz them up. And
Right.
if you're in the thumb fashion business, then you want to make sure that your thumb wear is represented by the best.
Dressed to impress.
If it wasn't for Divine Thumb, I would not be sitting on the tram, looking down at my phone, poking away at a text, and just smiling at the little overalls my thumb is wearing. So I think you've crushed it. Mitch, what do you got for best before yesterday? What's your first thought, your worst thought?
First thought, Divine Thumb. This is like a green thumb, but for someone who's just naturally talented at religion. So people might say, that Mitch, he's going to make a fine cult leader someday. He's got a real divine thumb.
Yeah. It's like a new young prospect hits the monastery.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, he's been proselytizing to his toy soldiers, since he was little. He's got a real divine thumb.
Luck. No, the kid's got a real divine thumb.
That's it. Yeah, natural talent. Straight down to my boots.
Talking about a kid going to a monastery in reference to Divine Thumb made me a little bit uncomfortable for a second there.
Listen. Before that gets completely out of hand, here's my first thought, my worst.
Yeah.
Jesus' banner couldn't stop the monster within him. As credits roll and sad music plays, Jesus walks sadly along the highway, brandishing his holy hitchhiker flea, his divine thumb.
Man, I was pretty close to doing Jesus hitchhikes.
Yes! Come on!
That's good stuff.
Oh, man. It's about time someone gave light to that 1980s old series. Nobody gives enough time to I've never seen an episode. All right, well, that's the fun stuff, the first thoughts, worst thoughts. We promise we have fresher ingredients on offer. Jack, can you please explain our meat and potatoes?
Yeah, let's move on over to the meat and potatoes, where we'll start diving into the details of this week's country. We've each come up with a pre-prepared segment covering one of 3 themes: people, place, and creature. Once we've sampled each dish, we'll jump it all together in a pot and get a taste for this corner of the continent that we've been cooking.
Oh, yes. Jack, you were the first in our Best Before Yesterdays, and I must request you repeat the process. Please present your meat and potato.
Yeah. So this week I was covering people for this little country that we're putting together. So here we go. Divine Thumb. As the forefinger made its way toward the podium, a hush settled over the crowd. Wise old rings nudged chatty pinkies, dim-witted biddles turned slack-jawed toward the stage, while well-to-do indexes gazed lazily over the top of the lower digits. Soon, all of their attention was focused on the fingers standing before them. My fellow digits, we are gathered here on this most auspicious of days in celebration. All across our lands, from Hangnail Pass to Knucklebridge, digits of all types, from the lowest pinky to the highest index, come together on this day of days to praise our Lord and Savior, worker of the opposable miracles, the divine Thumb. At this, the crowd breaks into raucous cheers, waving banners resplendent with the symbol of their people, a single thumb resting above a closed fist, pointing skywards. The forefinger smiles, coughs slightly, and continues. There are myriad troubles our proud nation must face, be it the spread of the fungus or the threat of a door jam. But I believe that together, as one unified fist, protected by the mighty thumb on high, we can overcome anything. So I say to you, my fellow digits, enjoy this thumb's giving, and may the divine thumb bless you evermore.
Very
God.
good. Oh my God, dude.
Opposable
Nice.
miracles.
The opposable
Nice.
miracles.
Hey, it's a thumbs up from me. Good work, my man. I look forward to learning more about this digital clergy and the church of the thumbs up.
Pretty much. Yeah, these people love a thumbs up.
Okay. Excellent stuff. Well, before we trot too far down the garden path with ideas, Mitch, please present your meat and potato.
Okay, well, my neurons are sparking after that, and I was attributed the place of our brand new country. Something big, something small. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Situated in the verdant foothills of a dormant volcano, Thuma Vinier, or Divine Thumb in the common tongue, is a small vineyard monastery. People of all walks of life travel to partake of the grapes and wine grown and prepared by the monks of Thum. One sip and the proper sacrifice provides either blessing or forewarning for a venture. Either the Thum rises or it falls, and from that a choice must be made. The wine, however, is potent, and those who sip too greedily will find themselves cursed with greater and greater levels of indecision, thus driving them further to the drink, until only one question yields the reassuring and supportive upward thumb. Should I abandon my family, friends, and life and become a monk of the monastery? That's it.
Would be a good way to get more monks.
It
Get
is.
drunk.
It seems
Get 'em
we've
drunk.
thumbed a source for our clergy here. Okay, well, this extends quite naturally to Jack's ideas. I love the idea that the Thum rises. God in heaven, give me the strength.
Yeah.
Hey, it seems like we're curtailing toward thumb-based adventure, which is no surprise with the prompt given. I can't promise that my own entry will be quite as focused on the fixation that you've provided, the thumbs up.
Well, before you do that, I might just ask, Connor,
Yes, I'm here.
will you please present your
Please.
meat and potatoes? Show me your dick.
It is uncomfortable to hear that.
Whop it out for us, Connor. We've been waiting.
Okay. I've been given the task of creating a creature for our happy country. Breaking report. Our finger-licking farmers face first-of-a-kind fox. Chickens. Deep-fried, grilled. Sautéed, seasoned, and skewered. Eggs scrambled, over easy, sunny side up, and consequently voraciously gobbled down. We all love chicken. But what if your dinner-time bird never makes it to the plate? This is Tybar Digby, reporting for the Humdinger. In an exclusive piece, myself and my team at the Humdinger reveal the shocking new species that's causing chickens to disappear. Farmers in the eastern chicken belt have been reporting of chicken theft and vandalism for months, with fences torn, protections disabled, and coops raided, with nothing but feathers remaining. But in a shocking turn of events, a surprising culprit has been identified. As told by farmer Jenny Patkins.
Well, I've been trying to catch the bloody kids who keep doing this. I was waiting in a bush, rope in my hand for 5 or 6 hours into the night, bloody freezing. I was half asleep when I saw movement, and I trapped the thing in the coop. To be honest, I was angry when I saw her at first. Figured I'd wasted my chicken thief trap. It was just a fox. She was freaking out, so before she could kill any of the chicks, I did the deed. Kind of a shame, really. Beautiful thing. Weird sort of white gold coat. When I was carting the poor girl out, I noticed them. She had thumbs.
Baffling experts, these newly discovered foxes appear to be responsible for the influx of rampant theft facing the eastern chicken belt. So how can we oppose these opposable operatives? And is this cunning canine concocting chaos for our favorite food? Find out more in our full report, exclusive to the Humdinger. The Humdinger! Ding ding, ringing out the truth.
Okay. So there are foxes with thumbs.
Foxes with thumbs.
In this country. Okay.
Yeah, baby! There's some kind
There's
of white
also
gold fox.
news.
There's news. I did avoid anything that would tie the news to being like this could, Tybar Digby could be reporting from the town square.
Yeah,
That's right.
town
Yeah.
crier kind of stuff.
Could be anything. There's an East chicken belt,
There's an eastern chicken belt.
which
I have it
suggests a Western chicken belt, but
Yeah.
doesn't
Yes.
confirm either way.
Yes. I wanted to infer via my creature that there, yes, is a white gold fox with thumbs that's appearing, but yes, that also this place loves chicken.
Okay.
As do we all.
Two wonderful additions to this little melting pot that we found ourselves in.
What I've got here is thumbs on one side. That's
Yeah.
big, and then chicken ? Yes.
Chicken, fox, ? Drunk, priests, tick, I think.
Tick.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that maybe some of the foxes have been blessed, or maybe there's some kind of like unintended effect of the thumb worship, etc. Right? My idea was that for some reason, foxes have thumbs. I didn't know what you guys would do, so I kind of put the ball in your court.
I think this is now the part of the show, right, where we start figuring out how these ideas work with each other.
Yes.
I think that makes sense, right? Like we've sort of, me and Mitch have talked a lot about this idea of like a sort of theocracy.
Yep.
Like there's sort of
A heavy religious element funded by a huge amount of chicken.
Maybe those are the opposable miracles. This thumb god is starting to give things that didn't have thumbs.
Okay, cool. All right, yes, those are opposable miracles.
I mean, what a monkey's paw of a miracle if you're like the theocracy. It's like, bless us with your divine opposable thumbs. It's like, well,
we're
now
finger
our chickens are all gone.
Yeah, what if it's like some of the really like high up in the clergy have like an extra thumb or something, and it's like a massive big deal. Essentially, you're canonized, you're put into the legacy of people that are given thumbs, but then their religion is thrown into conflict because they begin to find entire species with thumbs, right?
Yeah.
That means that what they've been experiencing might not be a divine miracle and might be the product of their environment in some way.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Perhaps
that's
the result of the wine.
That's sort of an undercurrent. Yeah, because I did sort of touch on this like caste system of like people being
Absolutely.
like ordered into
yeah.
different groups based on like fingers and stuff. I was imagining them as like little slug people.
See, I wasn't sure whether that caste system was label only or if they were just standing fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, both for me. Like,
Cool, yeah.
It doesn't have to be that.
But it could.
It could. But yeah, there's that idea of like the indexes are next to the thumb, so they're like the higher up in this culture.
I love this. We've got a country informed by theology, a country that is under this theological grasp. However, we, the audience, know that something is amiss.
Yeah.
And that there is like a threat to this theology as we move forward and we build out the history of this place. Our next major task, Jack, what is it?
Well, we got to slap a name on this bad boy, I think.
We got to put something on the tin.
Yeah.
Well, as much as chickens and foxes are major themes in my piece, perhaps we should lean upon the kind of thumb theme.
Well, Thum.
Thum? The
Thum.
like Divine Republic of Thum.
Yeah,
you know?
the Divine Republic of Thum is there.
The Rising Republic of Thum.
I guess it's not a
Yeah,
republic.
the Rising
even
Republic of Thum.
like from a stock standard point of view, if you were naming this, you would probably not call it a republic for fear that people might think it is a republic.
Yeah.
So,
That's fair.
so,
The
so
kingdom.
instead,
Will it be
it's
like
a theocracy, right?
Yeah, but that's not a fun name for that. It could be
It's
an empire.
I mean, empire? Like the Holy Roman Empire?
The Holy Thum Empire.
The Holy Thum Empire?
Thuman Empire.
The Holy Thum.
That's a pun on a pun, and I won't let you put a hat on a hat. The Holy Thum Empire, for me, is ticking the boxes that we need. As I said before, it does get a thumbs up. We need to move on to our next point. We've got a name. Now, Jack, what do we need to do?
Yeah, let's jump into the actual sort of world building game. Let's talk about how this is all going to work.
Yes.
So as Connor mentioned at the top, we've sort of homebrewed a system. Much credit goes to the Quiet Ear for helping us with that. And I'm going to talk us through sort of how this will go. So first off, we'll unveil our inciting event. Inciting events are pivotal moments in our country's history, which we're going to explore together. We've got them arranged on little cards in front of us. We'll pull one, and then the focus of the episode will be how that event has impacted our little locale. We'll also pull 2 scenario cards, which will help us flesh out the event and really get to know this little imaginary land that we find ourselves in. So let's dive in.
All right.
What is happening to Holy Thum?
Our inciting event is... technology is unearthed.
Okay.
It's got to be a thumb pad, right?
Some kind of like iPad or, iPhone that the foxes can use to cause some kind of chaos.
The idea is that this drastically changes the course of this society and country as a whole.
The history of everything,
Technology is like a real shift in the way that this country works.
What if it is guns?
What if it is guns?
Because guns can be used by anything with a thumb.
Anything with a thumb.
So if you get to the point where the foxes have guns, this divine thumb, the opposable miracle, it comes with a certain amount of divinity that allows you to interact with things as if you were familiar with them, right? Like, I don't think it's like reasonable to say a fox grows a thumb and because it doesn't know what to do with it, it's like, that's a weird wart and it just doesn't do anything with it and we just live our lives, right?
Yeah, it's also got to know that, okay, well, I can use this to like open the lock on this door.
Exactly. Like it needs to, like, I understand that implies that the fox has a greater mechanical knowledge, but what I would like to invite is the idea that it just knows how to use its hands. And as we apply that moving forward to any random creature that's been given thumbs, it knows how to use its hands. It does know how to fire a gun because it wants you to go away, right? That's not to say they can organize like complicated military raids, right? But if a fox runs into a military encampment, it can pull the pin on a grenade, right?
Yeah.
I would like to invite the idea that hands are being thrown.
I was always taught that, like foxes and stuff, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. But I think this really upends that whole.
Well, foxes don't have guns, so of course we thought that now in our hubris.
The second they got guns, a lot was revealed about the fox kind of ideology.
Actually, foxes aren't afraid of shit, and they will cap you.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that they have guns, they seem a lot less afraid of us.
Wild.
I don't want it to be guns.
No. I understand not guns, but I was using guns as an example
as
of
a thing. Yeah,
like a technology that is instantly accessible and instantly game changing if the wild populace suddenly has access to it. Now, as we move forward along this technological revelation, I want to invite the idea that maybe we have our society really put up against the wild now, right? Like, whatever technology is unearthed here has to be a game changer for these thumb-having animals. It has to challenge their faith, it has to put them at odds, and it has to change the history of this country. So, outside of guns, fine, that's fair. Like AK-47.
Xbox controllers.
Yeah.
Xbox controllers.
They have drones now.
Drones would be pretty cool.
Portal opens to
they've been unearthed, so they just dug up.
True, they dig it up. Okay, so it does have to be some sort of like weaponry, because I like that idea.
Fire, right?
Fire
is way more wild. It requires a lot less thinking from our animals to employ. If they're able to unearth a lighter or something that is like, they can just make fire now, and they figure out how to make fire, and it changes the game. Like, easy access to fire, they have thumbs, and they have like a slightly elevated purpose now via our opposable miracles. And that can allow us to set it a little further in the past. Again, AK-47s do kind of lock us into a certain setting. And you can have towns completely raided by foxes carrying torches, and you can like run into that idea that like, is this divinity? Like, what is causing thumbs? Like, and challenge the people who remain.
I mean, and fire was always like the divine spark of inspiration, sort of.
You can touch on divinity with that.
That's fun. I like that. Do we?
Cool.
The finger populace, the theocracy, they have access to fire. They just don't have like Zippos. Like what we're unearthing, if the foxes or the beasts are unearthing, is essentially Zippos. Right?
Yeah. Not only do they unearth Zippos, but the unearthing of the Zippo teaches them how to make fire reliably. Yes. Right? Like, they unearth it and they experiment with it, and it teaches them slowly and over a great amount of time how to make fire. And that's the new technological revolution for the wild. Now, suddenly, most of the wilderness of this place is smart enough to make fire. And that's enough to me, because like, you can't just burn. Exactly. You can't just like burn them out and kill the wildlands. You'll have nothing left. You'll have no resources, no wood to build your houses, and no animals to eat. Right? So that sucks for them. And I like the idea of a bunch of squirrels descending with like matchsticks in hand.
Flaming torches. Yeah. What specifically is it? Because like a Zippo does not excite me particularly, but I like the what we've built around it. I just want like the artifact itself to be something.
Okay, it needs to be something closer to technology they might be able to replicate, right?
Yes, that's an important part of it, right? Is that they need to be able to like use this once and then know how to. Flint?
Yes, okay. Flint is a great idea. You can unearth a massive rock of flint and the tools next to it that require you to spark it, and you could like teach whatever community of thumb-having animals immediately around it that that's what you do, and from that point forward, 50 years later, 100 years later, they might be able to identify flint.
The thing is, like, that's too far back in technology for me. You know what I mean? Like, feels like that's just the present, like,
that's already there, sort of.
Yeah, it's there already. Like, it sort of needs to be a step past that.
Okay, so maybe it's like black powder, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, they don't know how to make guns because they don't know how to work metal, but they sure as shit can fill a leaf full of black powder and run it into an encampment, right?
Yeah, okay. I like that. I like there's like this cache of like old gunpowder underground, and they like
and there's like some
that.
saltpeter, and there's some like all the stuff to make it is near it as well, and they like slowly piece together. If you mix this shit together, it explodes. Like,
and hey, Connor, I mean, that does feel like eventually it's going to get us towards guns, isn't it?
Hey, and you know, on a
I'm
long
kind
enough
of cool
timeline,
with it now.
you put it on the slippery slope that eventually the squirrels will have Mac-9s. But until then, we are in a civilization that is dealing with essentially like animals that can run in and blow shit up now.
Even just the idea of the fucking badger with a blunderbuss, like it doesn't have to be a an Uzi or whatever. Like just a big old.
It's just like an iron barrel with like random shit and gunpowder. It doesn't know how to fucking shoot it.
It's like an old military cannon.
Wheeled
up.
This is like a gunpowder as used in 1765, right?
Just
like this is
murdering these weird little finger people.
I mean, the idea that they have gunpowder and this other civilization is completely up to date, but it doesn't yet have gunpowder. That puts you in a situation where these random beasts are doing things that are not up to human perception, attacking encampments in random formations. I love this. Okay, so we've got our current scenario.
Yeah.
To better flesh out exactly what's happened in the history of this country, Jack, what happens next?
Okay, so these are our scenarios, which is sort of just like little bits of flavor that we can add in reference to our inciting event. So our first one is a mass grave is uncovered.
That's
dark.
That's some dark stuff.
Is this maybe where they find the black powder?
I think so, right? Like this is like a battle from ages past.
Okay, yes.
Of maybe a more technologically advanced civilization that's like sort of been wiped off the face of this.
Destroyed itself with the powers of the black powder.
Let's imagine, to tie this into the history of what we've already developed and to kind of extend the timeline, but backwards this time, perhaps the theocracy is what's left. Like perhaps there was something better.
Yeah.
You know, and there was like a time when things were better and these thumb-obsessed religious anarchists took everything over and turned it into a theocracy, right? And from that point forward, they completely banned black powder, or they forsook the use of it.
Like technology in general, right?
Yeah.
Like,
or cut off everyone's thumbs in the early days to stop them from using...
At the point where the theocracy was first establishing itself a couple hundred years ago, the methods they were using were completely medieval and barbaric. They completely wiped this thing off the map in an attempt to extinguish it.
Yeah, if we're going to do like place on the bones of a old, more technologically advanced civilization, is there something in radiation and people growing thumbs and that
from the vines?
Yeah.
This is a full circle decision. I think it works, right? I think it's black powder is the simplest thing these people had.
Yeah.
But it's the easiest thing for wildlife to replicate and dig up. So they've found this and they've replicated it, but there were some things within the forests that have long since overgrown and long since been forbidden sites that are creating this and making this happen. A classic, absolute Blinky-esque nuclear radiation mutation.
And that can be what is happening to these animals as well, right?
Yes.
Like it's being called some sort of divine power by this church, but like really it is like this place is incredibly irradiated.
Because the monastery where the higher-ups go to drink their special wine is near one of these technological sites, right? And all of the wine they've been drinking.
Visions. And,
exactly, but really it's just like radiation-induced hallucinations.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like all visions are.
Man, this place is cool. I'm liking that.
This is a very interesting area that we've discovered that seems to be in constant conflict. The wild and the theocracy at like a push and pull, a tug rope game. And this new technology, this nuclear radiation, I think perfectly explains why both clergy members and eventually large sections of the wild develop these traits.
For sure.
I like it. I think we've got a lot of meat on the bone. Do we want to have a scenario number 2 to further flesh out the history of this place?
Yeah, let's snack another little scenario.
Yes, please.
So our next one is An ally is a monster.
Oh my. Some kind of thumb-based horror. Maybe the head of the theocracy, right? The head thumb. He can be someone that has drunk the wine since he was a boy and has drank more of the wine than anyone else. And he commands the theocracy with an iron thumb.
Yeah.
He, and if you ever catch him, like you walk into his room when he's having his meditation, you get the Darth Vader sequence where you can see that he's a monster, but he's actually all thumbs on the back.
That is exactly what I was picturing. That
yes,
it's like his like crony is like, oh, there's trouble in the forests, master, and he's like, send the thumb guard,
Send in the thumblings.
leave me now. And he like Baron Harkonnen turns around and like takes off his shirt. And he's just all
powdering his thumbs. Yeah. All right. Cool. We've got a fucking thumb monster at the head of the Holy Thum Empire.
Yeah.
We have creatures growing thumbs, and with that, learning how to use black powder to commit raids against society. You've got, I'm sure, a lot of thumb-loving people who are starting to question leadership and might be looking into this current radioactivity, looking into the secrets that lie within this land. So that's our country, the Holy Thum Empire. Hopefully you enjoyed us here in the kitchen as we cooked up a country for your delectation. And now it's time for our thank yous. Thank you to Holizna for our opening theme, and thank you to Avery Alder for the quiet year.
That's right. And thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this new meal today, why not visit your local travel agent and ask for a trip guide to the Holy Thum Empire? Or you could just throw us a like, leave us a review, and let us know what you enjoyed.
I've been Connor, your larder critter.
My name is Tishbot, and tonight I played the role of Jack.
And I am Mitch the Monster Chef. Thank you so much for listening. Are we happy, boys?
Yes, chef!
Oh, we... Well, it's gotta either be something to do with foxes, something to do with gunpowder, or probably thumbs.
I don't think the foxes get a say.
That's fair.
I hate this.
Fair.